What's up, beautiful people? It's Sindærfam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be checking this video and it's titled "The Feds Just Exposed Diddy's Secret Tapes of Beyonce and Jay-Z." Is this real? Interesting. I'm excited to check this one out to hear what they've got to say. Let's check it out.
Because the Diddy. Oh! Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly, with the Carters. It's some freak out. And the Beyonce high on the cocaine. And the tapes had jizz all over it.
Chili, y'all need to be Shady for this drama because the feds just revealed that there is a very private, very nasty video of Jay-Z and Beyonce out there during a freak off at Diddy's parties. And when I tell y'all that this is the most insane thing that we have heard all year. As it turns out, the raid on Diddy's houses by Homeland Security turned up some pretty interesting things, like compromising videos of y'all's favorite celebrities during freak offs, and allegedly Jay-Z and Beyonce are part of those videos. Word on the streets is that Diddy allegedly leaked the video to the feds on purpose to get revenge on the Carters for not speaking up for him or defending him during his lawsuits, and he is determined to stop at nothing to humiliate them. Girl, you better hold on to your edges and your lace fronts because this story is about to get wild.
Catch herself from Jay-Z just so she don't get implicated. That's crazy.
Yup.
She's trying to attach herself from Jay-Z's hairstyle because she know that she can get implicated. So if
she get jumped
with some tapes that got her in it too, it makes sense.
I was going to the brunch and they canceled that whole.
Baby, y'all need to be sat on this drama because this situation with Diddy just blew up in the most insane way possible. Yeah, I know that the situation has been one hot, stanky mess since Cassie brought the lawsuit against Diddy in November last year, but I swear, things just got out of hand. We thought that it had come to a peak when Homeland Security raided Diddy's houses in a coordinated series of raids last week. They ran a wreck through his houses, and it was clear that they were looking for some very specific things.
Look at the place. The entire place is a mess.
Reports had it that the feds seized a number of electronics from the raid, including laptops, phones, computers, and all that stuff that they can find evidence on. This tells us that the feds were looking for something very specific, which isn't surprising because one thing about the feds is that they always do their homework before making moves. So if they seized Diddy's electronics, then you know that they were looking for something very, very specific. After the raid, Diddy's lawyers came out to slam the feds and claim that they were just piling on Diddy and trying to cause drama for Diddy and ruin his public image. His lawyer said, "This unprecedented ambush, paired with an advanced, coordinated media presence, leads to a premature rush to judgment of Mr. Combs and is nothing more than a witch hunt based on meritless accusations made in civil lawsuits. There has been no finding of criminal or civil liability with any of these allegations. Mr. Combs is innocent and will continue to fight every single day to clear his name." A federal officer replied to this and said, "We believe that there is a disturbing history. We are responding to concrete, detailed, explicit allegations. This is not random. We didn't choose his name out of a hat. We had allegations that we're following up on. So now it's a case of back and forth," he said, she said. And yeah, you get the point. We thought that the raid was going to be the messiest part of this story, but y'all, the feds just exposed some new information on the case, and I guarantee that it's going to blow your minds even more than they have been blown before. According to new information by the feds, while they were going through Diddy's confiscated electronics, they found some pretty interesting tapes, if you know what I mean. Now, I think we all knew that the feds were going to find some tapes on Diddy's electronics because there were so many allegations from the people who sued her that Diddy had recorded them while he was either doing some bad things to them or forcing other people to do bad things to them. In Cassie's lawsuit, she claimed that Diddy would often record her whenever he SA'd her. She also claimed that he would force her to hire male escorts, force her to use drugs, and then be intimate with the while he watched and recorded. In the court documents, Cassie said, Mr. Combs would use his phone, laptop, and tablet to film Ms. Ventura having sex with the high worker. He treated the forced encounter as a personal art project, adjusting the candles he used for lighting to frame the videos he took. But hold on, because there's more to come. Cassie went on to claim that even though she often managed to delete the videos that Diddy took of her, he would always recover them and brag about how he had many more copies of the videos, and that the videos would always be with him no matter how much she tried to delete them. The court documents said, while Ms. Ventura quickly deleted any photographs or video of acts if they were taken on her phone, Mr. Combs repeatedly made clear that he retained many videos of Ms. Ventura during FOs. Even when she deleted the videos, Mr. Combs would tell Ms. Ventura that he was able to recover deleted videos from her devices. On one occasion, he sat next to her on a flight and made her watch a video she thought she had deleted, reinforcing her inability to escape and the immense power he held over her. Interestingly, Lil Rod, who sued Diddy last month, also claimed that Diddy loved to record himself doing some illegal activities. According to the court documents, Mr. Combs required Mr. Jones to record him constantly. On several occasions, Mr. Combs took Mr. Jones' cell phone and began recording himself. As a result, Mr. Jones has secured hundreds of hours of footage and audio recordings of Mr. Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Seriously, what is it with Diddy and his obsession with recording himself in some alleged criminal activity? It's like he's begging to be caught and exposed, because it doesn't make sense. It's like he's leaving some evidence for the authorities to use against him or something. It's low-key crazy. Lil Rod also claimed that Diddy has hours of incriminating video evidence on your favorite celebs. He added that Diddy had allegedly installed hidden cameras in every single room in his houses, even in the bathroom. So if you went to Diddy's house and went to do the number 2, best believe he's got a video of you trying to decide whether to fold or scrunch the toilet paper. The court document said, while living and traveling with Mr. Combs, Mr. Jones discovered that Mr. Combs has hidden cameras in every room of his homes. Mr. Jones believes that Mr. Combs has recordings of celebrities, music label executives, politicians, and athletes. It also went on to say that the celebs in question didn't know that they were being recorded because Diddy didn't exactly present them with a consent form when they got into his house. Rod went on to say that, upon information and belief, due to this treasure trove of evidence he has in his possession, Mr. Combs believes that he is above the law and is untouchable. Anywho, this is why I said that we were all expecting the cops to find some incriminating videos on Diddy's electronics. Like he told Cassie, he had multiple copies of the same videos, so there was bound to be something in his electronics. But what we could never have imagined in a million years was that the feds would find videos of Beyonce and Jay-Z. And when I say videos, I don't mean videos of them on stage being Hollywood's power couple and the biggest entertainers in the world. I'm referring to freak-off videos. You know, alleged videos of Jay-Z and Beyonce taking it to Pound Town, getting the sloppy Joe. I think y'all know what I mean by this. Girl, when I tell y'all that I was shook when this report hit the internet, I mean, the Carters having a freak-off while being recorded by Diddy has to be one of the wildest things that I've heard about celebs in Hollywood. And y'all know that I have heard a lot because these celebs be wilding. I know this seems too crazy to be true, but Jaguar Wright confirmed this news, saying that the videos were really, really bad. She also added that Diddy allegedly turned over more tapes to the feds willingly in an attempt to save his own skin.
Because the Diddy...
Yo, nothing about this is actually making sense. Honestly, nothing. Because at this point, everybody or anybody who has been to Diddy's house, Diddy's parties, there is a footage of them, whatever activity or whatever they've done. So I mean, at this point, anybody who is just maybe visited his apartment or attended his parties or anything, at this point they will be shaking because they don't even know what they might have done in the party or what might have happened in a party, and they don't want most of those things any of those things, if it's incriminating whatsoever, to tarnish their image. So lots of people will be shaking. You will understand why many people would just go silent. Oh my god. This gets all the more interesting. I mean, at this point, people will just sit down somewhere or be sitting and waiting for any new information that pops up on the internet or on social media. But yeah, let's go on.
Because the Diddy. Ooh. Diddy done turned over tapes. Allegedly,
Really?
with the Carters. It's some freak off, and the Beyonce high on the cocaine, and the tapes had jizz all over it.
Beyonce being caught in such a compromising situation, see crazy? But then, like Rod said, Diddy likely kept the videos as a sort of insurance. You know, like an umbrella on a rainy day. And with all that's been going on since, y'all can bet that it has been raining really hard for Diddy, and that's why he leaked the videos, allegedly trying to prove to the feds that he has more videos that they would never find because he was too smart to have them at his homes. Allegedly. And if you're wondering why Diddy would give up his BFF, Jay-Z, well, for one, it was a ploy to make the feds bite. By giving them videos of big-name celebs like Beyonce and Jay-Z, the feds know that he has the ammunition that they need to officially open more investigations and collar some bigger fish than Diddy. And in exchange, they let Diddy walk free. It's something of a scratch my back, I scratch yours situation between Diddy and the feds. But according to Jaguar Wright, Diddy is allegedly trying to kill two stones with one bird, because while he is getting himself out of trouble, he is also getting his revenge on Jay-Z. See, word on the streets is that Diddy has been feeling super salty about how Jay-Z abandoned him after the first wave of lawsuits. Diddy and Jay-Z have been close for a long time, so Diddy automatically assumed that Jay-Z was going to show support for him, or at least help him pull some strings to help him. But not only did Jay-Z not do that, but he was one of the celebs that pressed the Grammys not to invite Diddy to the Grammys this year. At the time, news outlets reported that several Academy officials are pushing to remove the billionaire superstar from the Grammy guest list. The formal invitations go out this month. There's conflict at the Academy as several voting members do not think it would be appropriate to invite Diddy. Some, including several high-profile African-American members, fear that inviting him sends the wrong message to audiences and the charities it supports. Several publicists have asked that their artists aren't seated by him. It's a logistical nightmare. And not only did Jay-Z not want to be seated close to or anywhere near Diddy, but he went out of his way to avoid him completely. Not only at the Grammys, but at other industry events as well. I mean, there are even reports that the reason that Jay-Z didn't throw his annual Rock Nation brunch this year is that he didn't want to invite Diddy, and he knew that people were going to talk if Diddy wasn't at the party, because Diddy was always a constant figure at Rock Nation brunches. So if Jay-Z didn't invite Diddy, it would have had people talking about how he was a sellout and probably had secrets of his own that he was trying to hide by avoiding Diddy. But on the other hand, if he had invited Diddy, he would have caught major backlash for publicly associating with someone who had been accused of SA and putting paws on women. It was a lose-lose situation for him, and so he chose not to throw the brunch at all for the first time in more than 15 years. This made Diddy even more furious, and he decided to get his lick back by offering Jay-Z and Beyonce's tape to the feds. I mean, of all the videos he had, that's the one that he decided to offer up first? Yeah, that doesn't quite add up. But if you think that's the worst of it all, it's not, because Jaguar Wright also claimed a couple of months ago that Diddy and Jay-Z might have had a lil something something going on, if you catch my drift.
Doing songs with Biggie and building a working, camaraderie with Honeycombs and aka Diddy, and
Why do you give him the honeycombs? Why do you give him honeycombs?
because he smacked so sweet.
50 Cent also shared a video of him on stage with Diddy and Jay-Z, capturing the moment Diddy playfully slapped Jay-Z's butt.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do for him, Jay? I wanna take him back a little bit. Put your Rockefeller shirt, Rocket City.
Girl, you cannot make this stuff up. These celebs have been willing right in front of our eyes, but we never seem to notice it. Just makes you wonder what else they have been doing and how many things they have been getting away with over the years. Honestly, it's starting to make a whole lot of sense why reports have been saying for a while now that Beyonce has been separated from Jay-Z for a hot minute now. Word on the streets is that she is keeping an eye on the situation, trying to figure out the perfect moment to dip and leave the marriage without taking a lot of damage from the situation.
The power shit.
Trying to detach herself from Jay-Z just so she don't get implicated. That's crazy.
Yup.
She's trying to attach herself from Jay-Z's hairstyle because she know that she can get implicated. So if
she gets up
over some tapes that got her in it too, it makes sense.
I was going to the brunch, and they canceled that hoe.
However, Jaguar is not having this, and she dragged Beyonce for filth, pointing out how Beyonce was more than willing and comfortable to stay with Jay-Z when he was performing those actions. But now that it's judgment time, she's trying to run.
No, she was down with the devil. Ride with that to the end, that's your man. Stand by your man. You wanna sing a country song? Sing that shit. Stand by your man. You was willing to stand by him before stand by it now. What do you mean?
Interestingly, this completely adds up with the stories that have been told about this marriage for a long time. I don't know if y'all remember this, but back in January, blogger Storm Monroe spilled some exclusive tea about how Beyonce and Jay-Z had been separated for a while, and how she was making some secret but steady moves to end the marriage and leave Jay-Z.
What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they are already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it, and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know.
Yeah, I might have to ask you something.
I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorced. Okay. And she may or may not do an interview, but their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah, 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 blah.
At the time, fans were completely here for Beyonce leaving the marriage because, let's be honest, the Bayhive has been begging her to leave for a long time now. See, people seem to have this image of Jay-Z being a mean guy to Beyonce, and they believe that she has been a victim of his control and manipulation, even though there was no evidence to prove this. It was even worse because Storm Monroe claimed that the time for Jay-Z to face some repercussions for his actions was getting closer and closer. Storm claimed that Jay-Z was about to get the Diddy treatment and he was about to be exposed in an even bigger way than Diddy was. So, picture this. It's not your run-of-the-mill gossip about Jay-Z dabbling in other people's careers or anything mundane like that. Now, we're diving into some serious stuff here. Think bombs that could shake the whole industry, secrets on par with what Diddy keeps under wraps. So when Cassie's lawsuit hit the scene, Jaguar wasted no time spilling the tea that Jay-Z was next on the chopping block. Word was, there were plans in the works to unveil some of his supposed...
Wait, saying Beyonce is the victim, is she though? I mean, she's been with this man for a really long time, so she must already know what he's doing, know his dealings and everything, know more about him. So this is not even a relationship we're talking about. Somebody that is a husband, business partner, the father of her children, a friend, partner, everything. Like, they're almost like twin. So how is she a victim in this one? But again, all of this or everything here is not making sense. I mean, nothing is making sense. Honestly, I don't even know what to believe anymore. Because 1 minute you hear something, next you hear another, and you be like, what is happening out there? Hollywood is a mess at this point. It is a mess. And honestly, I've said it before that at this point, some other people or lots of people would look for a way, would want to save their skin or want to save themselves. But now, we don't know how legit or how true this is to say that freak off video of Jay-Z and Beyonce was released. We don't know how true that is. I mean, it might just be mere speculation. And also talking about Diddy and Jay-Z, maybe just people speculating to say they're having a beef and all whatnot, because nobody really knows what goes on behind the scenes. There might be bodies behind the scene, but maybe in a public eye, front face, they might just want to put up a show or put up a front face to say they are not communicating or not friends. I mean, it happens. So I mean, I just want to believe that this is just mere gossip or mere rumor, but also not to forget that in every rumor, there's always an atom of truth to it. This is not making sense. Let's go.
That Jay-Z was next on the chopping block. Word was, there were plans in the works to unveil some of his supposedly shady dealings.
Sean Carter is worse.
Uh-oh. Oh, man.
He's smarter. He's patient. He's not sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
This he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
But according to reports, the reason that Beyonce is leaving is not only because of Jay-Z getting exposed, but also because she is allegedly trying not to get exposed. Allegedly, Beyonce has a few tricks up her sleeve as well, and she is trying to protect herself. Fans have been putting two and two together, trying to piece together her shady side. And when I tell y'all that there are more than a few shady things about her, like the time her former drummer came forward with some seriously concerning and terrifying accusations against her. But mysteriously, she went quiet after that, leading many to wonder just what Beyonce might be hiding behind the scenes or what could have happened. According to the drummer, whose name is Kimberly Thompson, Beyonce allegedly dabbles in the occult. She spoke to the Daily Beast, and the interviewer said she claims that for some reason, Bey has started a campaign of harassment against her. That includes extreme witchcraft, dark magic, and magic spells. She also claims the Lemonade star murdered her kitten. Thompson believes Beyonce has been tapping her phones and controlling her finances. It's unclear why Thompson believes the singer is allegedly doing all this to her, but she is adamant it all stems from Bey. Kimberly also went live on Instagram to speak on Beyonce.
The entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating me and controlling my job situations, my relationships, all just a very wicked tactic to just keep me down and keep me under some type of control.
Man, this whole situation stirred up a ton of drama, and some fans couldn't help but smell something fishy. At first, folks brushed off Kimberly's claims, saying she was just craving attention, using Beyonce's name to snag some spotlight, a surefire way to make headlines, right? But when she went ahead and slapped a restraining order on Queen Bey herself, well, that turned heads real fast. But here's where it gets juicy. According to fan theories, there's a whole other layer to this saga, because Beyonce's been playing the long game. You know how Jay-Z has been messing around behind Beyonce's back since forever? Yeah, folks have been calling her out for ages, saying she's just letting him walk all over her. But now, according to the grapevine, she's not taking it lying down. Nope, she's been quietly scheming behind the scenes. You know how Jay-Z kept yapping about how they patched things up after he got caught cheating, how they worked through their marriage mess? Well, turns out that might not be the whole truth, because it looks like there is more to the story than meets the eye.
You know, for us, we chose to fight for our love, for our family, to give our kids a different outcome. You see, you know, to break that cycle. For black men and women, you know, to see a different outcome. Like you were saying, it's not this celebrity couple. We were never a celebrity couple. We were a couple who just happened to be celebrities.
That's beautiful.
Like real people.
Yeah. What advice would you have for men?
But fans are dead set on the idea that there's more to the story, insisting that family therapy wasn't the only thing that saved their marriage. Oh no, there's a whole other layer to this mess, and let me tell you, it's a scandal of epic proportions. Here's the lowdown. A bunch of those anonymous gossip tidbits have been floating around, claiming that Beyonce has been allegedly taking matters into her own hands when it comes to dealing with Jay-Z's side pieces, if you catch my drift. They're saying she's allegedly gone above and beyond to make life miserable for these women. And here's the kicker. Recent whispers are hinting at Beyonce's hand in Tyra Marie's career taking a nosedive. Now, way back when, everybody knew Jay-Z had a soft spot for Tyra, but we all just figured it was cause of her undeniable talent.
Let's talk about some of the artists. Tyra Marie.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's the first lady of the rock?
She's the princess.
According to reports, there was more to the story. Rumor has it, Tyra wasn't just involved with Jay-Z. She was allegedly messing around with a few other guys too, despite not being legal at the time.
As I have told you before, Aaliyah was SA'd as a minor by several producers and was treated like a piece of meat to be bought and sold by different producers up until the time that she passed away. A couple of years after she passed away, a fairly large record producer started making some calls about a singer he had working out of his studio. She was 15 and eager, and soon different label heads were scouting her. And this is allegedly Tyra Marie. Soon, she was sold to this pseudo corn star and celebrity sibling. Can also take a guess at that one. He loves controlling vulnerable women. It is his specialty. Anyway, he started controlling the career of this singer. He brought her to the attention of this A+ list rapper and mogul.
Another spicy blind item went viral that claimed that Beyonce allegedly caught wind of the affair and demanded that Jay-Z cut ties with Tyra, but allegedly that wasn't enough for Beyonce. Allegedly, she took it a step further and decided to sabotage Tyra's career as well.
He signed her to a deal. By the time all of the ink was dry, she was just shy of being legal, but that didn't stop the mogul. He liked to sample the new talent. he was sampling her on a fairly regular basis, but he was also involved with the current A+ list singer who was in his face every day. And this could allegedly be Beyonce. The thing is, though, that corn star in charge of her career was feuding with the mogul and told the mogul he would not be allowed to hook up with the singer again. I assume he thought the mogul would think she was something special. Apparently not as special as the current A+ lister, because the new signee was dropped and the word was put out on the street. No record deals for her from any label. When someone ignored the edict, they were paid a visit. If the visits were ignored, then other steps were taken. This was a total lockdown of a career that lasted almost a decade.
Adding to the intrigue, L.A. Reid, the big shot music exec overseeing Tiara and Rihanna at the time, once spilled the beans that Beyonce nudged him toward Rihanna instead of Tiara. Seems like there's more to this story than meets the eye.
I signed Rihanna, and we had a showcase. And at the showcase, there were two artists performing. Her name is Tiara Marie, and she's a really sweet girl. And the truth is, I was paying a little more attention to her than I was to Rihanna. After the showcase, you know, Beyonce just gave me one of those looks, and he said, that Rihanna girl, she's a beast. And she looked away, right? And I was like, so I did a Rihanna double take.
And now that the heat's cranking up, Beyonce's hitting the road, according to the grapevine. Rumor has it that divorce papers might be on the horizon because Beyonce is supposedly decided to let Jay-Z take the fall for whatever's about to go down. She's making a swift exit before things spiral into total chaos, even if it means tossing her longtime partner under the bus. Fans left comments saying, "I always knew this man was up to no good like most celebrities actually are. Makes R. Kelly look small time. People are going missing on this and not coming back. And anyone seen partying with Diddy knew what was up. He said Jay-Z is the only person who can call him by his government name, which says a whole lot. Beyonce is not innocent either. Baby, this situation is one hot stanking mess. But y'all let me know how you feel about this new tea, then check out this next video."
Yo, nothing is making sense, because I honestly, people would be thinking or saying Beyonce is not aware of anything going on about any of Jay-Z's dealings and none of that. But I mean, let's not forget that she's smart, she's a woman, and I mean, she would also want to be in the know of some activities or some things. So people should stop acting and being like, oh, maybe Beyonce don't know nothing. She's been with this man for a really long time. Have you guys forgotten? So of course, this is somebody that they live together in the same house, that like they do almost everything together. So what are you not saying? But to say that she is a victim of this, really. But of course, I don't even know what to even expect with all of this information coming up. It may be that maybe Jay-Z might be the only one exposed, or maybe Jay-Z and Beyonce might be exposed together. But I mean, at this point, lots of people who's attended Diddy's parties or freak-off parties would be scared because they don't want some information to be out. And also lots of people would look for a way or use this as a medium to want to save their skin, and people are going to be selfish at this point. But this gets interesting. Let me know what you think about this. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I really love your honest contribution. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.